In the deep valleys of Telemark in Norway, where the mist lingers over still waters and the mountains remember old prayers, there lies a fjord once haunted by something vast. They say the Serpent of Kvitseid stirred when the world was young, when faith was new, and fear was older still. The people who lived by those waters built their homes close together, spoke softly at night, and watched the fjord with wary eyes. For in the gray light between dusk and dawn, the water sometimes moved on its own. Many hundreds of years ago, a serpent lay on the sunny side of Kvitseid Fjord, between Ormfarberget and Segelberget. Even though there are several hundred meters between the two mountains, the serpent grew so large that it eventually reached from one to the other. Sometimes the serpent felt like sunbathing, and then it slithered up onto Ormfarberget. After crawling back and forth over the rock so many times, it wore a shallow groove into the loose stone. After a while, it became impossible to row past Ormfarberget and out through the Fjorgesund Strait, because the serpent would attack anyone who passed by. So people had to row ashore at Kjovik and walk from there to Straumstaua, which lies a bit further down by the current. Some even went by land from Sundet and on to Kielen. There are still traces of that road in some places, and a steep hillside outside Brockendalen is to this day called Beistien, the cow path. There you can sometimes see stone slabs laid out like steps. So the serpent in Kvitseid Fjord was a great nuisance to both the locals and travelers who had to pass through the area. There was a lot of trade with merchants, some of whom came all the way from Holland. People often discussed how they might kill the serpent, but no one dared face the huge beast. Then the people of Kvitseid heard about a monk priest who could do what no one else could, and they thought, he and no other can destroy the serpent with God's help, or drive it away from Kvitseid Fjord. So some of them went to the monk and asked for help. The monk set a day of prayer when all the villagers were to gather in the church to ask God for aid. When the day came, many went to the church, and two men went out to Ormfarberget to see if anything would happen. After the monk had read and prayed for a while together with the others in the church, the two men at Ormfarberget saw an enormous creature swimming up the fjord. It looked somewhat like both a horse and a cow. The serpent prepared for battle, but the creature had hooves as large as troughs and struck the serpent in two. Soon the fjord was red with blood. The serpent is gone, or so they say. The mountains are quiet now, and the fjord lies calm beneath the drifting clouds. Yet when the wind sighs through the pines and the sunlight cuts along the old grooves in the stone, the people of Kvitseid still fall silent. Because legends never die, they sink, waiting, just beneath the surface.